Welcome back, my friend. Today we are going to start the first sorting algorithm, which is a bubble sort. Then, what is bubble sort? It is a sorting algorithm where the largest value bubbles up to the top of an array or the end of an array. And it is not generally used, but it is a very good problem to study and analyze. And there is some optimization to be made upon this algorithm. Then how bubble sort works. First of all, let's consider an array of 4 elements, and we'll start at the beginning of an array and compare the first 2 elements. In this case is 5 and 3. If the first element is greater than the second, then we swap them or interchange them. And in this case, we'll just copy and paste here. Then 5 will take the place of 3, and 3 will take the place of 5. Then we move to the next pair and repeat the same process. And here we'll compare 5 and 1. And if 5 is greater than 1, then we just copy and paste here. If the second element is greater than the third element, so 1 will take the place of 5 and 5 will take the place of 1. Then repeat again the same process. We'll compare the third element to the fourth element and repeat the same process. Then here 4 will take the place of 5 and 5 will take the place of 4. Then here we finish the first pass. Then in bubble sort, we'll repeat the same process until all the array is sorted. Here the pseudocode of bubble sort. Start looping a variable called I from the beginning of an array to the end of an array. Then start an inner loop with a variable called j from the beginning until the end of an array. And if array of j is greater than array of j plus 1, then swap those two values. Then store array of j in a temporary variable and assign array of j plus 1 to array of j, and assign the temporary variable to array of j plus 1. Then repeat the process until all passes are completed and return the sorted array. Yes, now we are going to implement bubble sort. I've already written the code. What you can do is just pause the video and write the code in your side. Then here the explanation. First of all, I define a function called bubble sort. It accepts an array. And we know that at the end, this function will also return an array. Then I will call it just with a simple array of 4 elements. To perform bubble sort, first of all, we loop over all the elements of an array by using a for loop. For that, we just do let I equal to 0, I lesser than array length I plus plus. This will loop only 4 times, as we have only 4 elements in this array. And if we use only one loop, this loop, only the greatest element of this array will be sorted and the remaining element will be unsorted. To sort all the elements in this case, we should have an inner loop which goes at the end of an array every single time the I value changes. And for that, we just do let j equal to, let j equal to 0, j lesser than array length, j plus plus. Yeah. Then here we need to swap if array of j is greater than array of j plus 1, then we need to swap those two values. For that, we need a temporary variable, and we just write let temp equal to array of j. Then that means we take the value of array of j, then we store it in this temporary variable. Then we take array of j take the value which is at the position array of j plus 1, then store it in array of j. Then finally we take the value which is in temporary variable, then store it in array of j plus 1. This how we swap a value in JavaScript by using this small trick of temporary variable. But there are many ways of swapping a value in JavaScript, but this one, I just like this one, that's why I use it. Yes, now I finish explaining this function. What we can do now is just call it in our browser, and we'll see if everything is working correctly. Yes, and now you can see that our bubble sort function is working correctly because all the element of this array get sorted. We have 45, we have 40, 30, then 5. Then what we can do, we can just add a console.log here to see how things, how the array evolve from an unsorted array to a sorted array. Yeah. Then here we'll just call this function again. Just write it bubble. How did I write? Just write bubble. With this one, then I'll call it. I didn't save actually. First of all, I should save this. Then yes, just call it again. Just write 45, 45, and 10. Yes, you can see how things evolve in our array. First of all, they'll compare these two values. Is it greater than 40? Yes, then they will swap. 45 will take the place of 40, then 40 will take the place of 45. Then this process will go till the end. Then here we'll have 45 in our first pass. Then in our second pass we'll have 40. So what I can do, I can just also add the element what I'm swapping, array of j and array of j plus 1. Then just refresh and call it again. What happened? is not defined. Yes, I should not call it here. Normally this should be called here. Yes, and just refresh, call it oh I do function. Yes, just call this one with 40, 45, 30 and 5. Then I'll just then here you can see how how the comparison go. For the first time they we compare 40 and 45, and here you can see as 45 is greater than 40, then those two elements get swapped. Then you can see here in the second pass, then again they compare 45 with 30. As 45 is greater than 30, those two elements get swapped. Then it continue, and in the last element is 5. They compare also 5 with 45. As 45 is greater than 5, then also they swap, because 45 obviously is the greatest element in this array. It should be at the top of array or the last element of this array. But here also you can see they compare also the as here is the last element with undefined, because as is they are comparing j and j plus 1, and here j plus 1 is undefined. But this problem will solve it, because there is a way to optimize this bubble sort, because as you can see we don't need to in our first time we should do 3 pass, because after our first time the last element will already be sorted. We don't need again to compare this to do this pass again, because this element will be the greatest element in our array. So for the second pass we should do only two pass. We don't need to do again 3. We don't need to compare, for example, 40 and 45, because we already know that 45 is the largest element in our array. And the same for the third pass. We don't need to compare 40 and 45, because we already know that those two elements are sorted. And to do that we will just do some optimization. We'll improve our code in the upcoming video to have a optimized version, because we don't need to compare 45 with undefined. That is not good. Yes, I think that you understand how this bubble sort work. What you can do is, in your side, try to check all the passes. Here we have our first pass, and then here we have the second pass, then the third pass, then the fourth pass, where we compare 5 with 40, and because 5 is the smallest element in our array. So just try to do the same. Try to console.log to see how things are, how our array are evolving during the execution of the code. Yes, see you next.